SDG Pavilion in the FIFA Fan Festival as a part of our SDG Moments campaign. Our Scoring for the Goals campaign has run throughout the World Cup with many events. Today is the opening ceremony of Empower 2020-22. Our Empower Youth Conference is held annually, as it has been done for the last 14 years. Today, our focus to align with the World Cup is football for sustainable development. While the many thousands of fans that come to the FIFA Fan Festival are here to watch the matches and enjoy the entertainment, we know that football is not just a universal sport. It can be a tool for change that is sustainable. It can be used to prioritize education, focus on health, sustainable development goals. So we know the power of sport is unique. It can unify people and bring people together from around the world, regardless of backgrounds, cultures, and ethnicities. EAA, through its program ROTA, has long supported football and sport for sustainable development. And we'll now just take a small look at a film showcasing two of those notable achievements. Thank you.
Les animo a que se unan a nosotros.
جزاهم الله خير أطفال المدارس ما قصروا تعاونوا معي لجمع مليون ريال قطري، وأتمنى أن هذه المرافق الرياضية تخدم الجميع، جميع الفئات العمرية من شباب وبنات في المخيم.
So as you could see, the first one was our 1 in 11 initiative that focused on extending educational opportunities to marginalized children and youth in Indonesia, Nepal, and Bangladesh. And the second initiative was in partnership with Rota Goodwill Ambassador Ghanem El Mufta, where we built football playing fields in refugee camps in Lebanon. So that brings us to our first keynote speaker of the program today, and I'm very proud to welcome a pioneer of football for sustainable development. She was the captain of the first all-female football national team in Palestine, and as corporate communications manager for FIFA, she works on a daily basis to promote football as a tool for diversity and peace. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Hani Thelgia.
Thanks, George. Thanks, George. Thank you, everyone. It's definitely my pleasure and my honor to be here today. Your Excellency, ambassadors, youth, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely thank Education Above All and Generation Amazing for this great opportunity. My name is Hani. George was right, so he's not just trying to call me Hani. And I come from Palestine, and just a simple story about myself, because I only have 3 minutes. I grew up in Bethlehem. As a Palestinian Arab woman, love to play football. That's I introduced myself to the world. You know, growing up to make it, everyone said, "You're crazy," because they thought that what if I dreamed one day to work at FIFA or become an ambassador for so many organizations? Everyone thought this is impossible. It's like when Qatar believed that they can host the first ever World Cup. Everyone said, it's crazy. It's the Middle East. It's a Muslim Arab country. Everyone would not maybe accept the idea, a small country. But look, we are here today. The dream became true, and Qatar has managed to organize the most successful World Cup ever, with bringing everyone together, regardless of differences, backgrounds, nationalities, ethnicities, differences. And that's what football managed to do for me too. It started with a dream, and I managed through all the odds and against all the odds to bring that dream to come true and inspire so many hundreds of girls in Palestine and beyond. And now if we talk about the national team that only started with 3-5 football players, now we have thousands of girls in Palestine playing football. The message that we carried through this was hope, was resilience, was opportunities for all. And that's mostly what youth needs to know, that opportunities exist. And you know, sometimes in the media, a lot of media outlets ask me, what is your message for those little girls everywhere around the world? I say, my message has changed long time ago. I used to tell those girls, dream, believe in your dreams, you know, take the chance, work hard, don't take no for an answer. But now my message is for leaders, for politicians, for people sitting also here listening to us. Give youngsters the chance, the opportunities. They have potentials, they have skills, they have experiences, but they need the platform to get to go on and through. And that was my platform, was football that opened the window to me, to the outside world. It gave me the opportunity to not only get out of the whole craziness and situation in Palestine, but it gave me the power to communicate a different message to the world, a message about hope and about resilience, about happiness, about bringing people together, rather than a message of despair, of destruction, of death, which has been always a daily life for me and for all Palestinians living in Bethlehem and everywhere in Palestine. So today being here is just an example of how this power of football, combined with education, combined with all the other UN sustainable goals, can be amazing. And the Young Festival, she managed to even participate in the Under-17 Women's World Cup, FIFA Women's World Cup in India just a few months ago. And that is the power of football. Together, we can make a difference. And for me, it was not impossible. And I always say, if I managed to make this happen, every girl, every boy, every man, every woman around the world, they can make it happen. Because there's nothing around the world, you see the smiles, the happiness on children's faces, with such a small gift that they can play football and they can practice and they can enjoy the happiness of football. So this is the message I carry here today to all, that believe in your dreams, yes, of course, and give the opportunities to people. We create the role models as well, because youngsters need to see role models to look like them and role models to pave the way for them. And yes, I'm happy just to be here as a Palestinian, also Arab, in the World Cup in Qatar, to experience all this, to experience all the great cultures combined, the events that we have here today. It's just amazing. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Hani, for those inspiring words from a real role model for hope, resilience, and indeed empowerment for the youth of today and tomorrow. Thank you so much. Now we move to the next component of the program today, which starts with a short trailer and followed by a panel discussion. So we'll start with the trailer first. So ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Chasing the Dream.
يا آخر أيام سوريا يعني كنا ما نطلع من البيت ونضلنا محبوسين مثل الحبس يعني.
كنت أنام بالزاوية مشان ما تيجي الضرب علي.
مسانا من المخيم تمثلنا، أنت لاجئ بالمخيم. إذا ما كنت لاجئ شو بدك تكون؟
A group of Syrian refugees in Jordan are to be given the dream shot at becoming professional football players in Brazil.
We're looking for gems in the rough that can make it in Brazil, knowing what the competitive environment is on the field.
Our plan is that they make a football career. I don't know if in Brazil, in Spain, in Jordan, no matter where. If they live from football, we reach our goal.
إن شاء الله ربنا يوفقنا غاد بصير لاعب، بضم كلهم اللي عندي لغات إن شاء الله.
true.
Football is a game that unites people. Football changes lives.
إني أصير لاعب كرة قدم إن شاء الله وأنشهر.
Amazing. They are the social and human legacy initiative of the FIFA World Cup 2022 and the Supreme Committee for Delivery and Legacy. And here today to moderate and lead this discussion, I'm very pleased to welcome Mr. Nasser Al Khoury. Nasser, please.
Assalamu alaikum, Your Excellencies. Hi. Generation Amazing is as George mentioned, we're the Human and Social Legacy Foundation of the FIFA World Cup. And we've announced recently at the Youth Festival that the foundation is going to continue beyond the World Cup 2022. And we're very pleased to have some of the boys with us in the room. Actually, all the boys are with us, but unfortunately, due to the space on the stage, we're going to only call Omar and Ghais, if you can join us, please, and Nadia Nadim. So, thank you for joining us, you guys.
Thank you.
So, Nadia, we just want to hear about you, and then obviously you have a similar kind of challenge when you were playing football and you had to leave as a refugee. Tell us about the challenges that you faced, and how you see kind of the similarities between your journey and the boys' journey from Syria.
Definitely. Well, thanks. First and foremost, thank you so much for having me. This is amazing. Thanks to you. Thanks for Generation Amazing. And when I was watching this documentary or trailer of it, I was giving the chills. Just because very similar, as you said, to my journey, I guess. Born in Afghanistan, had to flee the country because my dad was executed by the Taliban. With my mom, 5 girls, and somehow through a long journey, fake passports, behind trucks, we ended up in a refugee camp in Denmark. And I'm a curious person. Very quick that I found out that there was a football field beside our refugee camp. And what I used to do is stand behind the fences and watch girls for the first time play football. I didn't knew that women or girls could play sports, any kind of sports. So the first time I saw a girl play football, this is where my passion for the game came alive, my love for the game. And we've been talking about the power of sports, and the tool, how you can use it as a tool to almost as your weapon to fight through life. And for me, football came to obviously my darkest moment, one of the darkest moments in my life. I just arrived to a new country, didn't know the language, looked different than anyone else, had a different religion. I was lost, and football came to me, and then I've changed my life since. I was the first kid who got to play, first football player with a different background than Danish, who played for a Danish national team, men and women, played 103 caps. I've played some of the biggest clubs in the world, PSG, Man City, and now I'm in the States playing football. So, for me, having the access has been the key. And then this is what I've been doing in my journey now, speaking about my journey and, trying to bring that access in the corners around the world where we do not have it, kids don't have it, refugee camps, because, football is a tool, it's a weapon, it gives you a chance in life.
Thank you. I think, the point that you made about access, that's something that, Generation Amazing over the last 12 years, we've refurbished and built over 45 pitches, and these are Generation Amazing community clubs in over 30 countries. And, this is something that we've noticed as well around, disadvantaged and marginalized populations access is always an issue. And I think, this is something that as a legacy to the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 will continue as a foundation, and creating safe spaces for communities, and not just for, young boys and girls, but also for the community as a whole. So that's something that we focus on, and I think this is, the way that, Hashim, the producer of the Chasing Dreams, got to know about the boys and their journey as well. شباب بس أعطونا نبذة سريعة عن شلون تعرفتوا على يعني شلون كانت الخبرة يوم طلعتوا من الزعتري ورحتوا على البرازيل، والحين انتم معنا في قطر يعني معنا هني في بطولة كأس العالم. الاثنين.
أول شيء السلام عليكم. صراحة القصة بلشت ب 2018 لما اجى نادي برازيلي وحب يختار 4 لعيبة من بين تقريبا 350 لاعب بالمخيم. يعني كانت الأعمار من بين ال 15 لحد ال 18. وعملوا اختبار لمدة أسبوع تقريبا، وبآخر يوم لعبونا مباراة ضد فريق أردني كان، واختاروا بينه 5 لعيبة، ونحن طلعنا بس 4، وفي شاب من الأخير ما يعني اجته فرصة غيره وطلع مكان غير. فأول الطلعة أول ما وصلنا على البرازيل كانت الحياة كتير صعبة، الثقافة غير، اللغة غير، كل شيء، حتى مستوى كرة القدم كان غير، كثير صعب، كنا نواجه صعوبات. والنادي كان مقرر إنه سنة، إذا نجحنا بهالسنة راح نكمل بالبرازيل، إذا ما نجحنا راح نرجع الأردن. والحمد لله كان عندنا عزيمة وإصرار، وبدنا نوصل وبدنا نصير لعيبة. فمشت أمورنا الحمد لله، تعلمنا لغة، مشت أمورنا بكرة القدم، صرنا نتدرب، نلعب مباريات كل يوم، ونلعب بطولات. ضل يعني وقعنا عقود محترفين كمان، هاي كان من أهم أحلام حياتي إني أوقع عقد محترف. والسنة الماضية ب 2021 اجتنا حكانا هاشم الصباغ اللي بيكون وكيل أعمالنا إنه في عندكم فرصة تدريب نادي لوسيل بقطر. الصراحة كثير انبسطنا. أول ما وصلنا لهون كمان جينا على الجيل المبهر، شفنا كثير ناس اللي كان من أهم أحلام حياتنا إنه نشوف مثل هيك ناس، مثل ديفيد بيكهام، ماسكيرانو، وكثير ناس كمان شفناها مشهورين. حتى تعرفنا على ناس غير مش مشهورين، يعني الناس مثلينا، مثل حياتنا، مثل ثقافتنا، تعرفنا على ناس جداد. بعدها عملنا كمان أسبوعين اختبار بنادي لوسيل، الحمد لله وافقوا، بس كان شغل التسجيل، وعلى أساس هاي إن شاء الله بهالسنة الجديدة راح نسجل ونصير لاعبين. والصراحة بدي أشكر الجيل المبهر، وبدي أشكر الأستاذ ناصر الخوري على اللحظات الممتعة، اللي كان من أهم أحلام حياتي إني أشوف كأس العالم بقطر، والحمد لله شفت وانبسطت، وشكرا على التنظيم.
السلام عليكم، أنا اسمي قيس. مثل ما حكى عمر، أكيد إحنا هون مبسوطين بقطر، خاصة بتنظيم كأس العالم. أكيد كان حلم إلنا إنه نحضر كأس عالم ببلد عربي. الحمد لله إحنا بنفتخر بهالشيء، كلنا كعرب وكمسلمين بنفتخر بهالشيء إنه قطر استضافت كأس عالم. والحمد لله إحنا عم نعيش أفضل أيامنا هون بقطر، وعم نشوف كأس العالم. بالنسبة إلي يعني امبارح حضرت رونالدو، فكان لي حلم إني أحضره بالحقيقة. والحمد لله هذا قطر أمنتني هالشيء، يعني الحمد لله كان كثير حلو. وإن شاء الله بالنسبة لكرة القدم أكيد فخر لكل واحد يكون يمثل بدورة عربية مثل قطر، إنه يلعب بيها. والحمد لله إن شاء الله بقادم الأيام حنكون نلعب بالدوري القطري، وإن شاء الله إن شاء الله بنقدم مستوى ممتاز. والحمد لله على كل شيء. بنشكر قطر على هالشيء، بنشكر الجنريشن اميزنج والاستاذ ناصر مثل ما حكوا عمر، والحمد لله على كل شيء. ان شاء الله القادم افضل.
يعطيكم العافية. So another thing that we're working on now is with Qatar Foundation and education above all, is that supporting the boys on getting a high school degree, as they left Syria at the grades around grade 5, 6, and 7, so they never finished pursuing their education. So that's something that we're working on during their stay here in Doha. We're talking to Education Above All and Qatar Foundation to support the boys in getting a high school diploma. In addition to trying to get them signed up with clubs locally to play in the Qatar Stars League with QFA. Back to you, Nadia. I think, just to wrap up, tell us a little bit about, how collectively, what can we do to support refugees, and how sports provide sort of a platform to kind of, support, these similar stories that, the boys, but also yourself, and, as a refugee yourself, like, how do you see sports kind of, and what can we do collectively to support, refugees generally?
That's a big question. I mean, obviously, first and foremost, I think it's important that we do acknowledge refugees are human beings. A lot of places, they almost been seen as numbers. We're all humans, and we're all gonna, at times, have bad moments. And being a refugee is kind of the same thing. You're homeless. It's temporary, and at a certain point, you'll get back on your feet. And trying to help them with that is obviously key. And in terms of, how we can use sports, it's very simple. The reason why I think football is a great tool is because it's so easy to build bridges with it. Everyone loves the game, and then and we obviously have like a lot of different barriers, religion, traditions that come in between to achieve your goals, and then that's where the game football can come in a play. You can use it to break down those barriers, then create a direct connection, and then try to educate. So this is what I've been trying to do, because for me, education and sports is almost the same thing, because with sports, you educate yourself. This is what I did, football taught everything that I know about the Danish society. I learned the language within 2 months, I knew how everything was working around me. And I learned everything about myself. So trying to do that with sports is amazing, and plus, access. It's the biggest thing. You can have so many race rounds around the world, but if you cannot attend the race, you can never run. You can never win at anything. It's just about access. Building, sports facilities, trying to inspire kids around it, having access to education. That's the only way you can do it. No rocket science, I'm sorry. It's the reality.
Thank you so much. يعطيكم العافية. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nasser. Thank you very much, Nadia and the guys. Generation Amazing. That was a wonderful discussion. Truly inspirational way to kick off Empower 2022 for these 3 days of activities. That almost brings us to the end of this component. We have a last activation activity outside we'll invite you all to participate in. We'd like to thank especially Generation Amazing for that wonderful discussion. With the support of Ministry of Sports and Youth, thank you very much, who are always there for us. And lastly, the organization at the bottom there, Football for Peace, who are going to facilitate the activation outside. And just to explain the meaning and the symbolism of this exercise, I'd like to welcome the co-founder of Football for Peace, Mr. Kash Siddiqui, just to share some comments. So please, Kashif Siddiqui, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Sheikh Al-Maisa ambassadors, Fahad Al-Salati, Abdullah, Nasir, very good friends. And thank you so much for inviting us to be part of Empower 22 and taking this initiative and the leadership. This has been an amazing opportunity to come to Doha and see what the first Arab World Cup has done for the world and broken many records. So we're really excited. To just give you a quick snippet into this activity, it was actually launched by His Royal Highness Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge in the UK. And it's really significant and symbolic to break down barriers, metaphorically speaking, both and physically. And supporting the SDGs, we've taken this, fortunately, around the world with many heads of states and royal members with the message of bringing football and uniting the world together. And today, we would like to thank Generation Amazing, Rota, and also Education above all, for this opportunity of actually adapting the boxes of recycled material for our peace ball activation. And I would like to invite all of the dignitaries, Sheikh Al-Maisa, to take part in this activity and to make a pledge to the SDGs, but also how education and football can contribute to the world's most pressing issues. Thank you again. Salam.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So if we could ask you to make your way outside, we'll have the activation activity and a few photo opportunities for members of the media. On behalf of EAA, thank you very much. Shukran.